Last year, my husband and I were overseas, and on our way back to SFO, or San Francisco, we stopped into New York City to visit our daughter, Amy. She had 3 tickets to go to a musical. It's called Catch Me If You Can. It's about a man who is a thief and a fraud. And it was a musical. Comedy. Anyway, we were on our way to the theater in a taxicab, and the congestion was so that we decided to get out and walk, and it wasn't that far. So as we're walking along the sidewalk, I think, oh my goodness, my purse. I'm looking around, it's not with me. I must have left it in the cab. As soon as my husband and my daughter heard about that, Paul got on his phone and he started to call the credit card company. My daughter got on her phone and she called the emergency number for taxicabs in New York City. I didn't even know there was such a thing. And I thought, well, what am I going to do? I'm standing here without a purse. So I decided I would do what I always do, and that is to pray. Call on God, so to speak. I didn't need a telephone for that. Now, Jesus said, there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed. Well, that spoke to me. It's like there's nothing lost that will not be revealed. And then another idea came to me, and that was from Paul. Not my Paul, but the Paul from the Bible, St. Paul. And he was traveling in the Middle East, and he was traveling in Turkey and in Greece. And when he was in Greece, he went to the big city of Athens, just like we were in the big city of New York City. He was explaining God to these intellectuals. Paul was explaining that we, as God's creation, live in God as his idea. So God takes care of us all the time because we're his and he loves us. Whatever belongs to me, I cannot lose. By that time, we had reached the lobby of the theater. My husband, Paul, got on his telephone again and called my number, hoping that the cab driver would hear, but he didn't. And I remembered it was quite noisy in the cab anyway. But then, during a lull, he got a call on his phone. And we thought, well, who knows us here? It turned out that it was the next fare in the taxi cab where we were. He had found my purse and was using my telephone to call Paul. How neat! It was so exciting, we were almost jumping up and down. And the man said, well, I found your purse, and he described it, and I said, yes, that's it. And he says, would you like it now because we can meet? And I said, well, I would like to go to this play. He said, never mind. He says, I'll leave it at my hotel and you can come pick it up later. I did want to meet him, but I guess that wasn't going to happen. We went into the musical, enjoyed it very much, and afterwards we walked to his hotel, and it turned out to be a 5-star hotel. So there's no way I could give him a reward, so we wrote him a note afterwards. And then I thought, I'm going to talk to that man behind the counter, behind the desk at the hotel. And I said, do you know the first name of that man who found my purse? And he shook his head, no. So he typed it into his computer and found out. He says, Angel. And I said, yes. It was so perfect. It was just like what the psalmist said in Psalm 91, where he said, he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. It was just such a perfect ending to a beautiful night.